Hey everybody on YouTube. So in today's video, I'm just going to be going over my early impressions of Fallout 4. I've got my Fallout 4 Collector's Edition right here. I'll be going over a few notes about that. So this isn't going to be a full review or anything. It's just going to be 3 of the things I really like about the game and 3 of the things that I'm not so crazy about so far. So let's get into it. First, I'm just going to have a quick note on the Pipboy Edition. The Pipboy Edition comes in a great looking olive green Vault-Tec box, which pops open to reveal the Pipboy itself. The Pipboy is mostly well made, the plastic feels a bit cheap, but it does have a nice metal clasp. The buttons are entirely for show, and sadly in my case, I had a manufacturing error that left a screw out, causing me to break one of the buttons. I fixed it, but I had to open the entire Pipboy up to do it. Overall, it's a nice collector's edition, and I really think the Pipboy will look great when I put it on display. I've had a bit of trouble with the second screen experience Pipboy app, which is too bad because in offline mode the app is pretty cool, but for some reason while playing I constantly have connection issues. The Pipboy itself isn't really usable while playing on a keyboard, so sadly the second screen experience hasn't been a part of my time with Fallout 4, and probably won't be in the future. So one of my favorite parts in Fallout 4 so far is the settlement building. Early on, you can become the leader of a faction known as the Minutemen, who are trying to rebuild in the wasteland. And essentially, you take control of a small area of the map where you can scrap buildings and rubble to make new buildings and objects to make the town better. This ranges from planting food, building water pumps, to building shelters and defenses to keep settlers happy and safe. I've already spent hours on this part of the game, and it really makes a part of the game feel like it's yours. In my past videos, I've talked about how much I love player housing, and this really raises the bar. Weapons, armor, and even power armor are fully moddable in Fallout 4. Fallout New Vegas did a bit of this, but Bethesda has really expanded on the concept. Every gun in Fallout 4 can be modded with whatever parts you want, assuming you have the materials to make them. This really makes your guns feel customized. You can even name your weapons if you make one you really like. However, this does make sorting weapons in your inventory a bit frustrating, as they are sorted alphabetically and 2 guns of the same type can be in different places on the list. Also, power armor is fully customizable with modded parts and paint jobs, which is a really cool addition. I haven't done any normal armor modding yet, so I can't speak to that, but in general this feature is awesome, and considering how many choices you have, you can really make some unique weapons and armor. So to keep this quick, I'm just going to say the entire presentation of the game is a big step in my opinion from Skyrim or Fallout 3. The lighting system in the game really makes some beautiful scenes, and the new dialogue system really goes a long way to improve immersion. Now that your character is fully voice acted, the story and dialogue choices are just more fun and engaging than the comparatively dull dialogue choices in Fallout 3. Also, the new character creation part of the game really makes some good looking and varied faces, which is something Bethesda has really struggled with in the past. I think they've stepped up their game, and the level of customization makes your character really feel more unique. So my first complaint about Fallout 4 is the combat. I may be one of the few who feel this way, but because of the improved graphics and gunplay, killing enemies in Fallout 4 has just been less rewarding. It's hard to describe, but the guns just don't have the same feel, and because VATS isn't as necessary now, I don't use it much to get those fun shots where someone's limbs blow off. Though Fallout 3 and New Vegas' gunplay were slower, there was something about the animation system that made the deaths more satisfying. Now the combat sometimes just feels like a means to an end, unlike the fun and sometimes ridiculous shootouts from Fallout 3. So this is probably just a complaint because I've only played the game for 15 hours or so, but the lack of traders early in the game is very frustrating. If you're playing on normal difficulty, it can be hard to get to Diamond City early in the game, and really beyond Diamond City there are no traders I found, which makes things like ammo, RadAway, and stim packs hard to come by. This is exacerbated by the fact that once you find Diamond City and can trade, things seem to cost much more than Fallout 3, and coming by caps seems more challenging. The balance just isn't quite right. I found myself angry and frustrated that I couldn't heal or kill enemies because I didn't have enough bullets or stim packs, and that shouldn't be the case only a few hours into the game. Also on that note, one of the first missions after leaving the vault had me taking out some raiders in a car factory, and it was very difficult for me. What I mean by that is that I was dying 6 or 7 times, just trying to clear one factory. This isn't a balanced approach to difficulty. The first available missions should be a way to get used to combat, but have it easy enough to avoid early frustration. Dying 6 or 7 times should be something you experience several more hours into the game. So at the start of the game, you create your character, interact with your robot butler Codsworth, your wife or husband, and your baby Sean, on a nice Sunday, morning. From early footage, I thought this looked great. And while it is a well-made opening, there's something left to be desired. After playing the opening of the game, I didn't feel very connected to my son or husband, which is very important to the story. I understand they want to make the opening fast and get you into the world quickly, but I just simply didn't get to learn anything about them. Emotional and quick openings can be done. Something like The Last of Us was shorter than this opening and packed way more of a punch. Not that I'm expecting Naughty Dog cinematic quality out of Bethesda, but for everything else that's been improved, I was sad to see the opening be this rushed and void of real visceral emotion. Okay, so those are just a few of my early impressions of Fallout 4. And before this video ends on a down note, I just want to say that though of course Fallout 4 is not a perfect game and has its own set of issues, it's shaping up to be a very good continuation of the series, and just in general I'm excited about all the changes Bethesda has made to its gameplay and its engine. I'm only 15 hours in, and I'm loving it so far. Okay everybody, that was my video for this week. I hope you liked it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, I think you know what to do. Throw a comment in the comments section and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this one in the future. Okay, so in the future I will be doing a full Fallout 4 review. It'll probably take me about a month to get through enough content to feel like I can make a full review. And in the meantime, in about 2 weeks, I'll try to put out a new video. I'm not sure if that's going to be Fallout related or not, but see you then.